Hello everybody and welcome back to Rebellious Menstruation. This is a book review on Jennifer Gunter's The Menopause Manifesto. Jen Gunter is a Canadian-American gynecologist who studied at the University of Winnipeg until being accepted into medical school in 1986, graduating from the University of Manitoba College of Medicine in 1990. She completed obstetrics and gynecological training at the University of Western Ontario in London, before in 1995 moving to the United States for a fellowship in infectious diseases and women's health at the University of Kansas Medical Center, where she developed an interest in pain management. From 2001, Gunter worked as a lecturer at the University of Colorado Hospital in Denver, Colorado. During this time, the traumatic loss of one of Gunter's sons in a triplet pregnancy shifted her focus away from the field of obstetrics and onto gynecology, specializing in vaginal and vulvar conditions. As a doctor, Gunter has been outspoken on a variety of topics affecting women's health, including abortion, the HPV vaccine, and the use of fetal tissue in research. Gunter corrects misconceptions about women's health through her books, newspaper column, online blog, and online discussions. Since May 2021, Gunter hosts a TED audio collective podcast called Body Stuff with Jen Gunter, with Dr. Jen Gunter, which aims to combat common health myths. Gunter is a longtime critic of products sold by Goop, the company owned by actress Gwyneth Paltrow. In particular, criticism of Goop's Jade Egg caused a lot of public controversy. And so the jade egg, which is meant to be inserted into the vagina, this actually became controversial and came to the attention of a wider audience when her blog post of January 17, 2017 became this tabloid fodder. Goop directly responded to Gunter's criticisms in a variety of written responses, creating a temporary feedback loop between the two. In October 2018, Gunter and archaeologist Sarah Parkak published a study to investigate whether or not jade eggs were used vaginally in ancient China, which were part of what Goop's marketing claims were. A review of the description of 5,000 artifacts available in major databases of Chinese archaeology found no such mention of any object used in this manner. This exchange provoked an intervention by Timothy Caulfield, a Canadian research chair in health law and policy at the University of Alberta, who supported Gunter's position. Caulfield stated that studies have consistently found, for example, that celebrities have a measurable and less than ideal impact on everything from cancer screening to smoking to the food that we eat. Vaccines are another controversial example of celebrities' opinions interfering with medical facts and the health of people. Goop eventually also paid consumer protection fines and refunded the cost of vaginal eggs to customers who purchased them, kind of out of this, controversy that then led to investigation. In 2019, Gunter's second book, her first book was on preemie babies, because she gave birth to twins after losing one of the triplets, and wrote a book about preemies. But in 2019, Gunter's second book, The Vagina Bible, was published, which I have also reviewed on this channel, and is also another essential part of your vagina library, or female health library, should I say. In February 2021. Vagisil released a new line of products called OMV, aimed at teenagers, which included scented wipes, cleansers, and an anti-itch creams for vaginas and vulvas. Gunter criticized the company's advertising, suggesting that something needs to be fixed with teens' vaginas and vulvas. and said that they take care of themselves, and explains that even wipes can be irritating and cause inflammation. Vagisil has responded to criticism of their new line by stating that their products are safe for external use and have been tested by independent dermatologists and gynecologists, but Gunter maintains that this is teaching teenagers to hate their bodies. So, the Menopause Manifesto begins with a history and anatomy lesson defining body parts, vocabulary, and how we got to this stage of our life and what our potential path was. The last part of this section 1 discusses the how, why, and timing of menopause and the timing of your last period. Section 2 is for understanding all of the changes that will occur during menopause: cardiovascular, hot flushes, abnormal periods, bone health, brain health, vaginal discharge, bladder health, sex, and the rest. Part 3 includes specifics on hormones, supplements, diet, dryness, birth control, and Part 4 is taking charge and putting it all together. There are summary charts and tables in an appendix at the back of the book, along with a chapter-by-chapter reference, some of which is interactive on the Kindle edition. Gunter is down-to-earth, straightforward, and explains her subject with charts, graphs, pictures, and words, something for every type of learning. Obviously, I've taken notes when I start this, so I have notes, which is generally what I read from, so that I can get through all the stuff that I kind of want to go over or tell you. So part 1, reclaiming the change, understand your body as an act of feminism. So she again breaks it down, kind of what's happening, why it's happening, and goes, this is from a really a much more medical perspective. If you've watched my review on Lara Briden, the books, Lara Briden comes from a much more naturopathic perspective. Dr. Jen Gunter comes from a much more medical doctor perspective. Both perspectives are very, very valid, and they both give you different things to think about and to approach when you are looking at this. Her section also comes with, like, at the end of each chapter you get this bottom line, which basically summarizes the main points in the preceding chapter. And so there's tables in here, interactions between food and hormones and your body, and again each chapter comes with this bottom line at the end of it. She comes with diagrams of your vagina and your vulva, and covers sexual desire, all of those types of things in this book. Again, has stuff like bladder health, timing, other, as I've just said, all the stuff about your, sex, body, all of those types of things. So again, this is very much a easy to understand medical perspective on what your body is doing during menopause. Both Dr. Jen Gunter's books that I have, which is the Vagina Bible, and this one, the Vagina Bible, I have reviewed on this channel. I'll link it somewhere. Is also currently with my sister, who is reading it as well. Most likely, Hormone Repair Manual and this Menopause Manifesto will go to my sister as well, so she can read them both. But they really are essential to have in your vagina library. I would definitely recommend you having them, and you having these in your life, because it just helps you understand what is actually happening, and it also helps you understand what is happening, so that when you do go and see your doctor or your GP, you can say, hey, it gives you the capacity to ask more direct questions when you may not have the vocabulary for them, and you might not have the vocabulary for them in a way that a doctor would need that, whereas these Menopause Manifesto gives you the capacity to have that language. So that's actually quite important when approaching your GP to actually find out what is the best course of action for you, your life and your body. So definitely pick up a copy of this, or a Kindle copy of this, or an Audible copy of this, depending on what your preference is. And outside of that, definitely would recommend. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your morning, afternoon or evening, depending of course where you are in the day, and I will catch up with you all in the next video. Bye everyone.